Hey, what's up guys? The idea I had for today's Fallout video is the actual world within Fallout 4, and I really want to talk about this now because I'm just getting started on the DLCs, and so far the DLCs I have played is all the settlement DLCs, Automatron, and I'm getting ready to play Nuka World and then Far Harbor after that. And part of the reason why I want to talk about this now is because I mostly want to talk about the base world of Fallout 4, not including the DLCs, so stuff like the Mechanist Lair wouldn't really count. And I know Far Harbor isn't in the Commonwealth, and I'm pretty sure Nuka World is in the Commonwealth. So before I get all interested in Nuka World and Far Harbor, I'd like to kind of get my final opinions on the Commonwealth out there, because I feel like I explored most locations in the Commonwealth, or at least enough to give my opinion on it, so let's finally get into it. Let's just get the obvious out of the way, that the Commonwealth is very detailed in a way that there's a lot to do around each and every corner. As much as I love Fallout 3 and respect how good New Vegas is, it's awesome that there's no giant open deserts filled with nothing between cool areas. It makes it really fun to explore in the Commonwealth. I feel like I'm really far into Fallout 4, and I have explored almost all the locations on the map, but I just have a feeling there's still a handful of places I haven't been to yet. Most likely smaller places that aren't on the map. But even though I have explored to most places, there's still fun, just going back to the old locations, as long as enemies respawn or I have a reason to be there. And Fallout 4 is one of those few games where I just get lost into the exploring and I'm satisfied with the outcome. And that doesn't happen in a lot of open world games. Normally there's not much there in a very cool location, but in Fallout you usually get some cool loot or something cool in the world. And to make that more simple, Fallout has always give attention to detail in the worlds, and it makes exploring that much more better and more satisfying. This next reason will only make sense to probably about half of you, but I think the settlement building makes the world more fun and interactive. I don't care if you love or hate Fallout 4, but being able to build your own little land or fort in all these areas around the map seems like a pretty easy positive to me. I also just love the feeling of owning these settlements and I can do whatever I want with them. I end up trying to make them look nicer and do the basic stuff you have to do, like adding defense, food, water, and all that just junk you need to do. And as of recently, I have been experimenting with the DLC items in the workshop, and that makes settlement building a bit more fun to me. And I should have all the settlements by now, if not maybe one or two left. But something that surprised me is that I recently found a new settlement at level 75. And the weirdest part to me is that it's right under Sanctuary. I mean, all I gotta say about that is that I didn't really explore that much near Sanctuary or at the top left of the map in general. Anyway, getting a little off topic, I hope in the next Fallout they have something similar to settlement building, but I'd want them to focus less on it and have less actual settlements. After a while, it feels like you have so many settlements that you don't want to care for them all. So for example, instead of having 30 settlements like you do in Fallout 4, and a good amount of them being farms and rundown places by the way, only have like 10 or 15 settlements, spread them out, and make them unique or different from each other. I think that would make settlement building more enjoyable to most people. And oh yeah, no settlement only DLC. Maybe only make one and make it so big that you don't need 3 and add a quest line to it. That just a tip to Bethesda. I think that would make people enjoy your one settlement building DLC. It's just a tip. I'm sure some of you may have saw this coming, but as it's fun to explore the Commonwealth, one of the best feelings is when you come along a side quest. Finding a side quest after being in the world of Fallout 4 for so long, it's such a nice change of pace. It's not a main quest, it's not a Preston Garvey fetch quest, it's something a little bit different. Not always will a side quest have a interesting character or cool locations to find, but you will get something a little bit more different than a normal quest, and it makes it that much better when you do find those longer side quests with cool characters or a cool story. And as much as I do like finding side quests, I wish there were more ways to get them. Like in Fallout 4, you can get a side quest from certain companions. So far, I've done Nick Valentine's. I think this is a step up from Fallout 3, but I wish more side quests would pop up for random stuff I did. For example, let's say I'm in a neighborhood and there's like a bunch of houses, and I found one unique house of the bunch. Once I enter the house, it would be cool if a side quest popped up saying to explore the house. And just to go more in depth, let's say I do explore the house and I find, a dead body with a note from a killer. Then the quest would say find the killer or something, and then you'd actually have to search him and then hunt him down and kill him, or talk with him or something. It'd be very cool. It's not a very deep example, but I hope it gives you the idea of what I'm trying to say. And you can argue that some stuff like that does happen in Fallout, but to me, I think this idea would make the game and the world feel more interactive. I know some people would hate this stuff because Fallout is respected for not holding your hand most of the game, but it's just an idea, and I think it could work and give even more of a reason to explore the world. Anyway, those are just some of the things I have to say about Fallout 4's world. I'm sure there's some things I didn't even mention, like the glowing sea I think is really cool, or the fact that there's so many buildings and just so many, little areas to explore. But I discussed the main things I wanted to say about Fallout 4's vanilla world. I don't think I'm gonna make videos on the DLC because everyone except me has probably played them at this point, and the DLCs are not new. I might talk about DLCs in general on a future video, but that's for another day. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a rating if you did. Also, comment what you think about Fallout 4's world, and subscribe for some Fallout content. Peace.